Students across Western Mass are wrapping up what was, for the most part, the first full year of an in-person learning experience since 2019, but not without many challenges along the way.
Western Mass News reporter Amanda Callahan is getting answers on how schools in our area are working to get students who may have fallen behind during the COVID-19 pandemic back on track.
We needed students in person.
This year, school districts across the Bay State, including in Western Mass, opened their classroom doors once again for students and staff to return for the first time since the COVID-19 pandemic. In the spring of 2020, schools shut down entirely, adopting a remote learning model before shifting to hybrid learning for the 2021 school year and eventually returning to in-person learning full-time in 2022. But there were some big hurdles along the way, with the median growth for students finally now back on track.
From 2019 to 2020, and that would have been the first year of the pandemic, student growth was measured at 61%. So in 2020 to 2021, that growth was at 78%. And then this year, while we're fully in school, the growth is 100%.
The cities of Westfield and Holyoke highlighting gaps in student achievement seen over the past 3 years as students work to catch up not only on an academic level, but a social-emotional one as well.
Socially and emotionally, students definitely were impacted for the time that they were away.
Mental health directly impacts academic achievement.
Absolutely.
Both districts received elementary and secondary school emergency relief funds, or ESSER, which is money from the federal government allocated to helping schools recover from the pandemic. Westfield Superintendent Stefan Zaporowski tells Western Mass News funding has been crucial in working to get students back on track.
We added 8 school adjustment counselors, again, through the ESSER grant funding to help support our schools and our students, but we're still seeing, particularly with the staffing shortages throughout the country, we're still seeing that students, trying to find or see a counselor are waiting 6, 8, 10 months now.
After observing students in classrooms from pre-K to 12 over the past 3 school years, both superintendents noticed a trend in which grade level needs more assistance.
Without a doubt, second grade, these were kids that in many cases were coming to school for the first time. But as second graders, having missed, pre-K and kindergarten and a large portion of first grade. So we're expecting them to be second graders and do second grade level work when they've missed a lot of the foundation that you get in pre-K and K.
Kindergarten, grades 1 and grades 2. When you think about it, it makes perfect sense. Students that were in kindergarten in 2020 lost at least a third of the school year of in-person learning.
Christopher Rogers is Westfield's Student Intervention and Safety Administrator. He tells Western Mass News math and literacy are the 2 subjects requiring most attention. However, improvements are already beginning on the literacy front.
This year, now that they've been in person, we've seen nearly 30% growth from pre in the fall to post testing in the spring,
which is very good.
Amazing. Yeah. Right, and again, that mean median growth is also 100%. Mathematics has been our biggest challenge, so we have a plan to address that for next year.
That plan includes increasing the number of interventionists in Westfield schools from 3 to 10. These interventionists work directly with students identified as needing additional help.
We've been able to add academic intervention teachers in every school.
And while educators are working hard to close the gaps created by COVID in schools, new problems continue to arise. From funding.
Unfortunately, I do not believe that this problem is magically going to disappear by September of 2024. In fact, I've projected that I feel like we're going to be feeling the effects of this for at least a decade.
To staffing.
We have all these great resources now, and something happened during the pandemic where people are just leaving the education and going to other fields.
And as inflation continues to be an issue in the U.S., both Soto and Zaporowski fear how students and their families will be impacted during the upcoming school year. 50% of Westfield Public School students are considered low income, and in Holyoke, that number is over 80%. Reporting for Western Mass News, I'm Amanda Callahan.